Hey, everybody, and welcome to the very first horror episode of 2022 of the Gimme Back My Horror Movie podcast. You've got me, Charlie. I'm back for a whole new year. And with me, as always, is Nate. Say hello to the people, Nate.
Demons aren't going to ring the doorbell, Charlie.
They might. Maybe they don't want to be rude.
Nah, they're not going to ring a doorbell.
Come on. Think about it. What would you least suspect? The doorbell ringing and a demon to be on the other side. I think that's the sneak attack no one's expecting. And if I was a demon, I'm ringing the doorbell. Now, one of those
If
ring doorbell things that kind of kills it now. Everybody's got
that
those.
would actually kill it. Even my front yard, yeah, they would kill it.
See,
But if I
I don't
was a
have one yet.
demon, I would do ding dong ditch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
so that's
it's
more
still.
terrorizing to me.
I guess it is, but again, ring doorbells
Yeah,
kind of
but
screw
once
that up.
again, the camera on my front porch would just be like, oh, the one time an Amazon guy got past the camera and I never saw him.
Okay, now
So
see,
maybe it was a phantom Amazon guy that dropped off
so
the
what I
package.
90% of them do that, and our delivery guys have now decided that my shop, which is the furthest building away from the house, is now the front door.
Oh,
That's where they
that's where you
got
gotta put it.
they put every package over there, so now we got to walk the driveway over to the shop, and they don't. And I'm like, fair enough for the holidays. I'll give you a
Oh, yeah,
break,
I get
but
it.
come February, March, walk your ass to my door, man, because it's cold
Yeah.
outside, and I don't want to do that shit. But wow, we really went into something there, man. That was totally unplanned.
Not at
Uh,
all.
so as I said, this is actually the first recorded episode in 2022. Dan and I did the inaugural episode for 2022 before Christmas because we wanted to spend time with family. So it's like, hey, let's record a bunch, and then we'll get back on schedule. But we still have a weekly release, so it worked out good.
Yeah, and this is actually a funny story.
I like
We
funny stories.
recorded Deadly Spawn right before Christmas, and we were like, "Oh, we're gonna cap off the year. Everyone made it. Congratulations!" And like, I don't know, 3 days later, I got COVID,
You did.
and I have
You
not
got the
even
plague.
been a week out of quarantine yet.
No, we couldn't get together over Christmas when I came up to Ohio.
I
Nate had
couldn't
the
be around
plague.
anyone during Christmas time because I felt like dog shit.
Oh yeah. Oh, we. I don't know how he could text how he felt through it, but he would. It was just like, oh guys, I can't
I'm not gonna
move.
make it.
And the weird thing is, you're reading it in that voice. Normally we have happy-go-lucky Nate, but when you're reading this, you're like, oh damn, he's about to die.
And then, like, earlier, I sounded like Tom Waits, and I was like, God, how am I going to record when my throat is on fire? But, some tea and honey, we are good to go. I'm going to try my ass off not to cough nonstop for the
We'll
next,
work.
like,
We'll work around it.
couple podcasts.
I do my little editing magic and stuff like that. But you know what? We're putting it out there right now. Nate is recovering. He's doing okay,
Yeah,
but he
I'm
might get a
okay
little.
now. I've watched literally every movie on the internet and only played Halo for 10 days straight. So I'm caught up
That
on the internet.
that ain't all that bad, then, man. That ain't
No.
all that bad. Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah. I came up to Ohio for the holidays and everything. Got to spend time with her, with Jackie's family. Pete
Which is
got the
cool.
crud. Yeah, Pete.
Pete got the
He.
crud. We were all supposed to hang out. Me, you, Dan, and Pete. And we were going to
Yeah.
record something and have a good old time. And boy, did we drop the ball.
Nope. I spent the holiday sitting in a recliner at my in-laws.
We had to open up gifts via webcam. That was strange. FaceTiming one another.
Wow, that
Yeah,
would be weird.
it
Now,
was very strange.
did you open someone else's present to show them what they got, or did they actually give you the present?
So,
Because I
like,
think
Hannah's
that would have been more
parents
funny.
dropped off the gifts, and I, like, opened the crack of the door with a mask on going, "Thank you," and then, like, shutting it, and then Hannah would bring it to my door, and I'd scurry, and I'd grab everything, and then they and I, like, FaceTimed one another of like, "Oh, cool, look what they got me. Oh, cool." And then, like, when it came time to give, like, Hannah stuff, I was like, "Well, it's in the room with me, so it could be, poisoned for all we know. But, we'll sanitize it real quick and then like open the door and Throw it all out there, like, "Here you
Throw it.
go."
Just throw it. There it is. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, so 2022's Christmas can only go up.
Uh, I think everything 2022 right now can only go up,
Oh,
man.
I hope.
And speaking of going up, we broke 2,000 downloads before the end of the year.
Thank you so much, everyone. I can't believe we pulled it off.
I didn't know if we were going to do it, but we
I didn't know
did.
if we were gonna do it in those final, that final 24 hours.
It really was. Nate lost a whole day. He thought we only had like to the 30th. And then I was like, no, we got one more day. We can barely pull this out. But we did. And I mean, and on the good side, we're not to our year anniversary yet either. That's at the end of the month. And we got a busy month ahead of us
We
too.
do. I'm actually going to be a part of the action podcast all month,
Yeah.
technically.
So, yeah, Nate is going to be on the next episode, which is just happens to end up being my birthday episode. I get to pick it. We'll save the surprise for, as it gets closer, but
Oh, I can't wait.
I got to pick one of my favorite movies, so Nate's going to come in on that, and I'm also doing a birthday horror one. So you're going to get one of my favorite horror movies, and Nate already knows which one it is. We're both psyched. And then we're doing the anniversary episode. So don't know exactly yet how that's going to go. We are going to be covering a movie that pertains to our anniversary, and we'll just kind of see where that takes us.
Yeah, it's
We'll
gonna
have
be a
some
good
fun
time.
with it. Oh
Celebrate
yeah,
good times.
absolutely. Well, speaking of good times, we have something special for the people, although they've already seen it, and maybe they've already seen my really cool title that I've made, and it's called the Gimme Back My Horror Movies Double Freature. Wasn't expecting that.
Da-da-da!
So we're doing a double feature. Going to cover two movies, and I think we picked good ones.
I
And
think
we'll
so
tell.
too. This is
Well,
very similar to what Dan's thought process was of this is the dollar movie section at your local video
yes,
store. That's
but
exactly what both of these are.
I think we should tell everyone that the second one was not our original pick. So
No, let's get into why the first one is what it is and what happened with the second one. Let's do that.
we're doing the gate. They've seen the picture. I know we
Yep.
always try to be like this surprise. No, they push the
No,
button. They
they
know
actually
what it
click the button.
says.
They know what they're doing.
Um, so we're doing the gate. With a very very young Steven Dorff.
I think it's like
Um,
his first movie.
it's his debut. Those of you that may not know, he was in Blade with Wesley
Deacon
Snipes.
Frost.
He was Deacon Frost, and a handful of other people in the '80s. No one really
No one did
of
anything
note.
else, like
No,
anything else, which is kind of disappointing. I hate when we do that.
it's just going to happen when we dig into movies
It
like
really
this.
is. But
But
then
this, go ahead, go ahead.
we decided let's do the gate too because it seems to be pretty hated in the horror community, and I don't know why. I've never seen it,
I haven't
and
either.
we had it planned,
We did
and it got literally scrubbed from the internet. Like, not we're gonna
everywhere.
pirate or anything like that. I
No,
mean,
no, no. We do
it
it
was
legit.
available on Amazon. It was available to stream. It's gone. Don't know what
The
happened to it.
the day Nate was ready to watch it, which was a couple days before me, he messages me and he goes like, "It's gone, dude." I'm like, "What? What?" I said, "It was just on there. We both know it was, and not even for rent. Video unavailable."
Yeah,
So it's
just
like
completely disappeared. So I'm guessing there was some licensing issues with
that, or
the
it
stream
got.
rights or something.
Yeah, my guess is being in the new year, it got sold in a bundle to another streaming platform.
Another publisher, it'll
Yeah,
probably reappear, and maybe we'll cover it in another double feature just to
uh,
kind of see
yeah,
what
we
happened
might
to
get
it.
it. I wanted to do it because it was such a odd. See, The Gate, if those of you that may not know, is kind of like this kid horror movie. And I don't mean it's a horror movie with kids. I mean it was geared towards children. And it's one of the earlier PG-13 rated movies.
It
Basic
is,
Yeah,
and it has a lot of similarities to what happened because this film came out in 1987.
it did.
To kind of give you I guess, a look into what was going on in 1987. You had horror movies coming out like Hellraiser, The Lost Boys, Near Dark, Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors.
Yep.
Fantastic. One of my favorites. Monster Squad, Evil Dead 2, House 2, Creepshow 2, Slumber Party Massacre. These all came out in 87.
Yep.
That's insane. In 1986, though, Gremlins came out. And after
Mhm.
Gremlins came, a bunch of movies came out of tiny creatures attacking people. The
Yes.
Gate being one of the first ones, and then you had like ghoulies, munchies, hobgoblins,
Critters.
yeah, critters. Like it's
Yeah.
just nonstop.
It took off
So
after that. Yeah. And there are
yeah,
some other lesser known. I think there's one called like Subterranean or something like
yeah, there's some
that. Yeah.
other like
Yeah. There's some.
definitely like just straight to the video, like bottom of the shelf kind of thing.
This one's not far from that. I mean, yeah, Steven Dorff is a star now, but this one fit those criteria. And the reason why I was wanting to do The Gate 2 is it's rated R. It's like, okay, we gave you the kid version. Now let's ramp it up and make this movie R rated. And I was
Be-
curious about where they went with that.
yeah, because it's the same director and writer. The director's Tibor Takos. I don't know
Tabor
how to pronounce it.
Takos, something like that.
And then the writer is Michael
Michael Nankin.
Nankin, and he wrote both of them. And we have a kid in this movie that's name is Terry, and he's a metalhead kid. That is my spirit animal because he's got a
Yep.
sweet ass jacket with a venom patch. Then he's got another jacket that has killer dwarfs on the back patch. Oh, I can't wait to get into what this kid is. But the
That
second
was
one
Mini Nate
follows
running
him.
around.
It was. It literally was mini me. So the
Yeah.
second one follows him. We don't know what his adventure is yet.
No, we'll dig into that later as soon as it pops back up on the internet. So we had a choice. We make one whole episode on The Gate, which I guess we probably could have. There's
We
enough
could
content
have.
in it.
Yeah.
But we were both like kind of disappointed. So I started just, you know how you'll go on and like Google a movie and then it'll have like other movie recommendations.
You
And
fall into a
so,
rabbit hole.
yeah, so again, kind of how I found Deadly Spawn, I found Cellar Dweller. And I'll be honest, I've never seen this movie. This was the first time I'd ever seen it. Um,
Same, and I didn't know about Cellar Dweller until maybe 2 months ago. It popped up on Hulu for just like a month, and I remember seeing the artwork and going, "That looks badass." And
that,
then
I mean, that's exactly why I sent it to you. I sent it to Nate and I said, check out Cellar Dweller. And he goes, I'm in. I was like, well, that was fast. And man, talk about a movie that lined right up with stuff we've already been talking about, and is I will save it for the second part of the show. But
yeah,
Cellar
let's
Dweller
save that.
is the shining star in this double feature. So let's uh let's get into The Gate here a little bit, and let's start it off with the trailer.
To the most evil place you can imagine. A gate behind which the demons wait to take back what was once theirs. And now, someone has opened the gate.
There's this weird tearing sound in there. The decomposed corpse of her dead father.
Oh no.
He's tearing out air by the hands.
I'm calling the police.
You got demons.
You mean you guys were serious about that demon stuff? Demons? What kind?
You've been bad. They have opened the gate. Pray it's not too late.
trailer's a bit unfair to them. I don't technically believe they opened the gate. They just said the magic words
Oh, they
once the
just
gate was
read
exposed.
from a textbook, and that looked like it was on an Etch-a-Sketch.
It was the not quite the Magnadoodle, but it was this thing that had like black, um, not really sticky. It was weird. It was like a couple pieces of film, like carbon paper, but it was all plastic, and you could write on it. And then when you would lift the sheet, it would disappear. But it always left
Oh, I
indentations
remember those
underneath.
now.
You remember
Yeah.
those?
Yep,
Came
definitely.
with the little red pencil plastic thing that never stayed in place at the
Yep,
top of it.
exactly. And this
Um,
movie like played into the late 80s satanic panic with the records being played backwards and the evil heavy
oh,
metal music.
dude, this one is like the anti-propaganda for D&D and heavy metal and
Yeah.
what are you letting your kids do? But
Like,
what I
do you
love
not
so
have an eye on your kids at all times?
yeah, but it's still the 80s and it's like, we're parents. We're just going to go out of town and leave the kids to watch themselves.
Okay. All
Do
right.
You, like,
This is
you,
what
you
I
want
don't
you
get.
want
This is
you,
what I'm
you want to
upset about. I
you want to
grew
get into
up
it that
in a
fast?
tiny house with poor ass parents. And you know what? When you grow up poor, your parents never leave the house.
Mhm.
You never get to throw a house party. And if you did, you would not be able to fit many people in a tiny ass house. So, what I learned is movies lied to me because when you're growing up, only rich people get to have parents that leave the house. And also, I grew up in the middle of nowhere, so I couldn't even have 20 bucks left on the fridge to order a pizza to be delivered because no one delivers damn pizza in the middle of nowhere.
I think we struck a nerve with Nate, but
We
I'm
did. We struck two nerves instantly with this movie because then also the kids have a tree house in this movie, and I never got to have a tree house.
I didn't need a tree house. I lived in the trees,
I
man.
was gonna say you're like 8 feet tall. Did you even get to play in Treehouse, or were they like scared that you were gonna Robin Williams jacket and break it?
I I just I played in trees. I
You
didn't
just
need a
weren't playing
house
in
up
trees.
in the trees.
Now
You
we
know,
had a tree in the backyard that would have been perfect for a tree house,
yeah.
but it wasn't on our property. It was on the other side of the fence that some dude in like Cincinnati owns, I think, but was never there. It's just woods. But
They
man,
wouldn't
would I
care.
climb that mother! It was so much fun to climb.
I feel like Nate lived in like the same but different area that I grew up in because I'm the same dude. Small house. My parents rarely left at the same time. Mom would go like to a thing with Granny, or Dad would end up like working late or something, and so
But it was nothing ever to where one's gonna be gone for an entire weekend. That's impossible. And even
no.
then, if they would have been, dad's sense would have been like, party. It's
How
happening. We
how do you?
have to
I'm
go
like,
back.
and I don't care how good you clean. How do you not walk in a house and go, I smell beer? I
Yeah, no, it's
smell
impossible.
cigarette smoke because I want to bring that up too in this
I
here in a little
smell
bit.
teenager BO.
Yeah, but no, I never had parties. I never went to parties. Never did. That whole
I went to like one party when I was 17.
that whole trope in movies is foreign to me. I
No, I literally was the kid that got to stay at home, listen to metal, and play Halo 2.
yeah. See,
That's all I did.
I'm
Like
even
I didn't go
earlier than
places.
that. So I had
Yeah,
Nintendo. Ben would have been the more metalhead. He got me into metal, so he would have been the best friend that's showing me all the awesome albums that are out,
the cool
and
artwork and
yeah,
stuff.
making me mixtapes and all the stuff like that. But yeah, that everything with when it comes to these teenage parties are foreign to me.
Yeah, they're
College mo-
totally
co-
non-existent.
college movies are foreign to me. I didn't go to college, so it's like
I went to
I have
community college. You don't have parties in community college.
I have zero connection with that trope in movies, and it's what it is, man. I don't connect to it.
Nope,
Um,
not whatsoever. It upsets me. There's times where I wish I did, and there's other times where I'm like, nope, nope, that would have required talking to girls, and that's impossible. Wouldn't have been able to do it.
oh man, that's I'm same.
But
I'm same, dude.
also, like, 8th grade would be like Cody and I would be watching movies and drinking red cream soda, and him shooting me in the head with a crossbow with a battery.
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, that was typically that's what dorks do.
No, I'm with you, man, because that's how I watched the majority of these types of movies, and probably The Gate was hanging out with Ben, and we would just go raid the local video store, bring them home, and watch as many as we could. Man, I would spend the weekend over there, and it's just put the next one in. All right, that one was awesome. Put the next one in. It's amazing that I haven't seen all of these movies, yet I can still
Yeah,
find
like
ones that I haven't. It's so
the
wild.
Gate, I don't know if I saw it as a kid or not. I definitely know the first time that it came to my attention was probably like 7, 8 years ago. I went and saw some like horror movies at independent theater.
Yeah,
And in between it, they would show old school trailers, and they showed the trailer to The Gate. And I remember that like captivating me
the
because
trailer's
I was like,
insane.
oh, I don't remember this, but I need to see this if I haven't seen it. And even when watching it recently, I was like, I still don't know if I saw it as a kid or not. But this movie has some crazy fun special effects throughout
That's
it.
what saves this movie, because there's a lot of stuff happening in this movie before the fun of the movie happens. Like, it kind of drags a little bit at the beginning. If I'm going to be 100% honest, it's fun watching the kids interact with each other. Steven Dorff plays Glenn, who is basically your Elliot knockoff from E.T. You know,
Yeah,
he
and
almost
then
has the same haircut.
yeah,
Uh,
like he has this like innocent Americana
oh, dude,
kid charm to him.
this is total Americana. This is all he wants to do is shoot off rockets in the backyard with his big sister,
All
and
right. Another thing. I had one rocket as a kid and that damn thing didn't launch.
I wasn't allowed near explosives, probably for good reason. But um, yeah, this is the kid that put gasoline in his super soaker and made a flamethrower. So yeah, and you know that retro super soaker that came out last year with the big tube
Yeah.
on the back? That was the one. That one.
Nice.
If you
Yeah.
fill that tube up with gasoline and you have a fire barrel or trash barrel, and you shoot the stream across the top of the trash barrel when it's on fire, a flamethrower comes out the other end, and you had to make sure that the flame didn't come back up into the super soaker. That
Children, we are not responsible for any fires that you may start after listening to this.
I guess do not try this at home disclaimers need to be
Yeah,
added
I
to the show.
guess.
No, but I mean that's what we did. So there are parts of this movie where I'm like, yep, me and my buddy totally would have grabbed shovels and started digging in a hole where a tree fell down because a geode fell out of it. And the geode thing pisses me off, and we're going to talk about that here in a little bit. Not that they found it, but we'll get there.
All right, we'll get
Um,
there.
yeah, I love the metalhead kid. He's my
Oh,
favorite
Harry's his
character.
best friend. There's a scene that takes place in his bedroom where his posters are literally my office right now. Like he has an Iron Maiden Trooper poster. He has a Live After Death poster. He has a Purgatory poster. He has a Number of the Beast poster. These are all posters I have either owned or I have different Iron Maiden posters and wall tapestries in my office currently. He
Did
has
you did you see the Slayer one?
I was gonna say he's got a Slayer Live Undead. That's a deep cut right
Mhm.
there. That is a fantastic album, and with the digital copy, you get Haunting in the Chapel.
Mhm.
Excellent EP. He has a heavy metal magazine hanging up in the back. He
Oh
has
yeah.
the Cramps poster, which our Near Dark episode we talk about the Cramps and them having a perfect song played at a beautiful scene. Um,
There's
and he's
another near dark
listening.
crossover too.
Yeah, which one?
Um, the kid from Near Dark was the runner up
Homer.
to Steve. Yeah, was the runner up kid to Steven Dorff.
Oh, that kid's creepy though. He's not Americana charm.
That it was the innocence of Steven Dorff won it over, but he was like they were the two in line for this part.
That's in the multiverse.
It is.
Man. Well, like, he's listening to a band called The Sacrifice, and their
which is a
album's
real
called The
band,
Dark Book. It is, apparently. It's like a
but
Canadian band or something like
not
that.
the
But
album is not
yeah,
theirs.
it's a fake metal band, and the
They
album tells you how to open the gate and how to
it's it,
close it if you play it backwards,
it
apparently.
it's instructions of
Yeah.
open and close, and all I could do was I was like, I bet the guys that did Deathgasm knew the gate very, very well
Yeah.
from that. And those of you who haven't seen that movie, go watch
Go watch
Deathgasm
Deathgasm.
because
Uh,
there's literally how to raise Satan lyrics and spell hidden inside the album from the singer from the band.
which I have gone through all my records. There are no linear notes that tell me how to summon anything. So all my
No,
records are posers.
couple things played backwards. That's about best we ever got.
Yeah, maybe. And like
Yeah.
I'm too nerdy and scared to like actually play my album backwards because I don't want to scratch it.
Well, I love the fact that as it played forward was how you release the demons, and then Terry figured out to play it backwards was how to stop the demons.
Well, yeah, it's
I was
just like how you stop a succubus. You sing their song to them backwards.
backwards. Yeah.
That's all you gotta
What was
do.
the old Rumpelstiltskin story fable where he had to get him to say his name backwards.
Yeah, that's
Um,
all you had to do.
yeah. But no, I love all of that. It was just it took forever to get to anything somewhat exciting in this movie. I'm like, come on, where is just even a little bit of
Well, it's
awe?
like at the classic high school party, they start out doing witchcraft. The light
Of
as a
course,
feather.
yeah.
Uh, what light as a feather? What the hell is it? Stiff as a
Light
board.
as a feather, stiff as a board. I know
Which
that
like
from the craft.
sins. I think I know it from South Park. It
Maybe that
is in the craft though.
it is in the craft,
Well, like they launch our boy Glenn across the room with it.
and they don't act bothered at all.
No, because I guess that one nerdy girl's just like, yeah, I do witchcraft. That's what I do, bro.
But then
We launch kids.
she literally says, maybe we shouldn't do that anymore.
Yeah, she's like, I'm done.
And then they're making fun of the kid because he cried because he fell 20 feet through a
Because he
light
got
fixture.
launched. Yeah, like broke a
Two
bunch of
light
shit.
fixtures. I'm like, y'all are assholes. I'm like, So yeah, so hey, I'm not connecting with any of that. Just him and his buddy beating the shit out of a geode in his bedroom with a
Yes,
sledgehammer. And
because that's
so
what you do, man. If you find
I'm
something
just
cool, you get a hammer. I always had to try to find a hammer somewhere lying around. That's what you
this
smash
thing's
stuff with.
this thing's gonna be worth like $100, man. We're gonna be rich. It's
Yeah, this is it. We're gonna buy so many baseball cards.
like- so but yeah, so they do all this other stuff, and finally, when like everyone goes home, everything settles down. Some final weird shit starts happening. We don't get to see the cool dudes yet, but like things are moving in the walls. Weird ass moths that are attacking everything, but they're just normal moths.
Yeah, and from my understanding, there's no CGI in this movie, but the moths
No,
looked totally CGI to me. I don't know
I
what
think
they
it
did then. I
was
can't figure out how they shot it.
well, for what they did for the other creatures, it's the same thing. It was forced perspective. Was they were able to do things in an overlay. Remember the crappy ass fire from Near Dark?
Yeah, where it's like just film a fire and then we'll just kind of copy and paste it over
That's
Homer.
actually easier to make believable with like smaller moths that are flying about. It doesn't look as fake as fire would because it's not actually burning the kid.
But then they do
So
like 150 moths all at once.
they do. And then there's the bug zapper outside that's zapping them to death. And this is where I'm also kind of like, I may be reading too much into this, but it was like the second he unplugged that thing is when everything decided to attack the house. I'm like, was the bug zapper protecting the whole family
The
for a
bug
while?
zapper is actually a sacred bug zapper that keeps
I
demons away.
I guess
Um,
so.
I'm probably gonna go buy a bug zapper at Menards tomorrow
And then
just
I'm
to be
like,
safe.
so there's two things I'm irritated about the geodes was they found the first one fine. Okay, it was right under the tree root ball. He finds it early on. It cracks open. Cool. It looks cool. Then they find this thing that's the size of a beach ball and drag it inside. They crack it open, and I'm expecting goo or a baby demon or
Oh, little old 2-inch baby demon being all born like a raptor out of Jurassic Park.
anything. But no, it cracks open. A little bit of green gas comes out of it, and then nothing. So that irritated me. Then it irritated me even more that in the album art, they make a point to go, look, the main demon is holding the geode in the picture. I'm like, aha, I know what you're going to do. Then no, that geode is never brought up again whatsoever. It
There's
has
just
no mystical properties. It has no need to be there. The demons are like, what, man? That's our poop. And I'm really starting to think that's what their poop was.
and sometimes we like to hold it and have artists draw us as we hold it.
I'm like, how do you make such a big deal? And look, we're well versed in this stuff. Obviously, there's an ancient artifact. There always is an
There's
ancient
always
artifact.
an ancient artifact from like the Roman Catholic Church.
Something. Or from where they are from. Nope. Nope. Petrified poop. That's all I'm calling it, man. It's that's what irritated me the most. Not even how he kills the demon, which is insanely laughable, but I was more irritated
Oh,
at the geode.
hysterical. But the little demon guys in this are fantastic.
Yes, they are
Now,
actually.
there's moments where I think you get like probably 30 on screen. All these guys are actual rubber suits, and it's all forced perspective shots of actual
Full grown men.
normal sized men in these suits. And they, because of the budget, they could only afford one face.
Yeah.
So that's why they all have this weird, confused look on their face. And what they would do is like, because these demons are only supposed to be like, what, a foot and a half tall,
Not even that.
and they're looking up at humans, right? They would put like a base or like a tennis ball up above the actors, and that's what those actors in this mask would try to look at. And if they
Mhm.
look confused, it just worked better for the movie. Um,
Well, it's
the
just like
practical
how
effects,
they did the Hobbit and that they how they filmed for the Hulk
how they nearly
was
broke Ian McKellen because all the tennis
yeah,
balls, and he was like, "I want to act with people."
yeah. But you remember the things of Mark Ruffalo running around on the green screen and there's this big thing off his head that held a tennis ball because
Yep,
that was the Hulk's
that's
face.
who you're supposed to look
Yeah,
at,
not Ruffalo's.
which would be
Yeah,
so
that's
hard.
and it's awesome that that has continued. But no, these things are like the size of Marvel Legends. They're like 6 or 7 inches tall. They were not
And
that big because when they grab hold, they're like tiny. When they cut the one's arm off, it was like an action figure arm.
yeah, and then, like it turns into maggots and goes underneath the door.
Okay, it looked like sperm running around there.
Yes, it did.
I did not get maggot from that.
I didn't want to go there. I was trying to think of other stuff. So then I gotta write sperm, then I gotta cross it out and go call it maggots.
I'll use the technical term, but that's what it looked like.
What- A gentleman named Greg Reardon did these practical effects, and he did the Goonies. He did Weird Science. He did Poltergeist,
Oh yeah.
and like they built these sets, and like it's just so cool. And the funny thing is, the giant creature is actually stop motion, and that was done
Hmm.
by Randall Cook, who's worked on I don't know The Thing,
Yep.
Ghostbusters, Fright Night, Lord of the Rings.
Hmm.
These are great people to have on your team to create your creatures and bring them to life.
This movie wouldn't be what it is without what they did with the special effects and the creatures.
No,
They they're even though I mean the acting is not great in this, even though hey, huge props to Steven Dorff, even as a kid, even in his first role, I bought him as everything they were trying to sell him as to me. That he didn't become annoying during it. You know,
no,
I
and like
understood that he showed like a good emotion, like he would get his feelings hurt or he would be irritated at his sister. You know, I
and
bought
like
that.
I bought the sister and brother kind of like not liking each other, but still being brother sister.
Yeah.
The thing with this, and I remember you with like were shocked that I was like, oh, I didn't enjoy the Deadly Spawn as much as I wanted to. I still enjoyed it, but it just wasn't
Yeah.
quite there. This did for me what I wanted the Deadly Spawn to do by having these kind of characters because they're all memorable. Where Deadly Spawn's hero is spent in the basement for 3/4 of the movie.
Yeah. But
So, and that's
again,
kind of where you're dealing
that's
with
where
different budgets and stuff.
that's where budget comes in.
Yeah,
Movies
because
are
like
completely different based on budget.
this movie was technically a hit. Like,
Yeah.
here's what's weird. It has almost like Gremlins had a budget of like $12 million, right?
Mhm.
This had a budget of 2.5 million. So
Yeah.
you watch Gremlins and you're like, oh man, the scene where they're taking over the movie theater and they're like taking over the town. It's awesome. It's fantastic. It's
Mhm.
because they had the budget. They had Steven Spielberg
They
backing
had
them.
Chris Columbus, they had
This
Steven
didn't.
Spielberg, they had
Yeah, they
every
had
big
all
name.
the big name of the 80s that you could have.
Yeah.
This has a 2.5 million budget, but still managed to make 13.5 million.
And looks as good as it does, and even watching it and, essentially high def still worked for me.
Still looked. There's a moment where they have like a zombie creature that falls, and when he lands, he turns into like 15 demons,
I love that. Yeah,
and it
that
looks
part is
so
awesome.
cool.
So, yeah, we get, like, zombie-looking dude, which is, like, this story Terry made up about a worker dying on the build of the house, and they hid his body in the wall so they wouldn't get in trouble. Well, first off, we all knew that kid growing up that would tell all those weird-ass
Yeah,
stories.
the outlandish stories.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's the Chunk from Goonies character, you
yeah.
know, but and so what the demons were doing were taking things from their memories and twisting them on them, because Terry's mom shows up and it ends up being the dead dog. There's a dead dog thing I want to talk about here in a second that I haven't figured out yet, and I want another perspective on, but we'll get to that in a second. Um, so very creepy on that, and then the parents come back home, and Glenn runs outside and embraces his dad, and his dad grabs him by the throat. And then the one scene in this movie that should have made this movie the R-ratedest R movie yet was the face falling off and melting.
Oh, the face turns into ooey gooey goodness because like
Oh
it's like
my
the
god.
slime and it completely disintegrates and then falls off
Yeah, the head falls off. Glenn's hands are covered in the slime,
in his dad's face.
and he's trying to process what's going on. Like, apparently that wasn't dad. Well, I sure as hell hope it wasn't. And so that part's insane. The zombie dude that comes to life and just pops out of walls
Yeah.
everywhere. Honestly, there was a point in the closet where I did jump because I wasn't expecting it. I was like, "Oh, okay, thank you. I like it when you guys can actually startle me a little bit." When I'm like, "Oh yeah, oh
Yeah,
cool,
especially when it's like something like this. Like kudos to
yeah,
you. And like the zombie, he gets stabbed in the eye with like a Barbie doll. And like you see it
yeah."
insert and everything. It
That
looks
that was
great.
Zombie Terry. So there's a zombie kid in this too,
Yeah.
and they made him look freaky as all get out. And
The
it's
other
like,
zombie gets shot in the face. You see like the hole in his eye.
and the
Because this is the
buckshot
80s.
behind him.
Yeah, because it's the 80s, kids just get to play with shotguns. That's a thing.
Yeah, but they only put like one shell in it, so it's fine.
But even earlier, like Glenn and Terry like find the shotgun. They're just like holding on to it.
Terry
Like,
can't put the damn thing down. Even I'm sitting there going, I don't feel safe, and he's in a movie. I'd be like, "What
yeah,
is going on here?" And then he leans it up behind him, and it slowly falls, like totally, completely unintentional. And I'm sitting there going, "Somebody grab the gun!
yeah,
Somebody grab the
yeah.
gun!"
Please, for
It's
the love of
just
God, grab the
falling.
gun.
So, and I will give it this: while it was slow build up, once everything starts happening, this movie it picks up a pace that I was like, "Okay, I'm in. I'm strapped in for this ride." And I was having a blast with it. Seeing the little demon dudes running around, the giant arms that come flying out from under the bed to
Look
grab the
fantastic.
sister, loved it. Um, the main demon thing was cool, but it was outshined by the eyeball in the hand.
I was gonna say the eyeball in the hand.
Oh my
I don't think I could
god.
ever stab my eyeball hand, but I would also be upset because that'd probably be my whacking hand,
I'm
and
you
I'm
wouldn't
just gonna
say
make things
sperm
awkward.
and you would say that. I don't understand your thought logic on that one. That one didn't make any sense to me there.
Cool it with my whacking hand. My whacking hand.
Well, he had a one-eyed monster in his hand, so
Yeah, he did.
yeah,
Now,
once again,
did you
Nate took a
notice
drink when I land the joke.
um the giant demon kind of remind me of the new sand creature from the latest episode of Boba Fett.
Yeah. No, it,
Like
it really did.
it really like it has like the same amount of like limbs and stuff, just a little bit of T-Rex arms. But I was like, "Oh, this looks like Boba Fett monster. That's pretty
It
sweet."
it reminded me a lot of the Gorgon from Clash of the Titans.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, so the multi arms and stop motion done
Yeah.
well, but
Done
stop
very well.
motion. But
Especially for how big it is and like
yeah,
it grabs on the Glen and stuff. I
I
did
just
have a
want
really good idea too.
okay, hit me with your idea because there was something else I wanted to point out, but you go first.
Remake Despicable Me, but with these minions.
Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, because they're minions. I mean,
Yeah,
that's what they are. So just remake Despicable Me movies, but with these
yeah.
little demon guys. Now, if memes were a thing in the 80s, all of our aunts could have shared these memes of these minions instead.
This is true, which I
Yeah,
think would have been more weird.
it would have been very weird.
Yeah,
But all of our aunts sharing the other memes of the minions is weird enough. So
it's just them sharing memes. Period.
is
Yeah,
weird.
it
And
is
I don't know
weird.
what an 80s meme would look like.
I don't know. Make you can make us some, but there is a there is a thing I've noticed with the '80s. They loved eyeballs. Like
Oh, if you could put an eyeball on something, you do it.
we just got done doing Beastmaster. There's a ring with an eyeball in it. Uh, the the witches in I think it is Clash of the Titans where they all share an eyeball.
Yep.
There's the Dark Crystal with Augra. She's got an eyeball that's running around there, and she has to pop back in her eye.
Army of
Uh,
Darkness. Ash gets a eyeball on his like shoulder area, I
eyeball
believe.
right in his shoulder. There was this huge eyeball movement in the '80s, and it totally freaks me out. It's like, and this one was done well.
I just don't like multiple eyeballs. That's like a
Nah,
thing with me.
mul-
Multiple eyeballs is like
multiple
no.
eyeballs suck. Let's what else we got left on the gate here? Anything else about the movie we want to talk
Well,
about?
I mean, our final monster is killed, like you said, in the most ridiculous fashion by a rocket launching into
Into its
the demon's
chest.
chest and exploding him into fireworks everywhere. Now, because like I said, I can never get my rocket to launch, I would have ended mankind because my rocket would have never launched into the demon and kill him.
I can't tell if we're still talking about the one-eyed monster in your hand or if you're talking about an actual rocket that launches in the air.
Actually, both.
This episode is taking a turn. Look what 2022 has brought us.
Look what it's done.
Oh
Also,
man.
when Glenn gets thrown from the demon after he explodes him, he does like a million ridiculous flips out of the house. He would have died on impact.
That kid gets bounced around more than a kid in a bounce house. I mean, this kid goes flying everywhere.
He would have had
And
jelly bones.
and also, where are the neighbors?
They don't
Where
exist, dude. They went
what
out of town too.
where is anyone now I did read why, and it does make sense because this movie was filmed on a soundstage. This was not filmed like on location.
In a
They
neighborhood.
yeah, they
So you
had
can't
the
build neighbor houses.
no. Well, what it was is they had an exterior shot of a house, and that house was in a brand new development that was currently being built. So there was too much stuff going on. So they had a couple of exterior shots of the home, but everything else from the backyard, the tree, everything was all done on a sound stage. And it works because one of my favorite shots is when they're looking down the hole and all the dirt is like pulsating and moving. And I'm like, that's actually really cool how they, made that effect. It didn't make any
Nice.
sense, but it looked cool.
Yeah.
But they did say though that the original script was a lot darker and
Yeah, it
probably,
was supposed to be a lot darker and meaner because, like, the writer was going through some depression phases and stuff, and
well, he wrote
wrote
this
kind of a
during
broody.
a divorce.
Yeah.
Um, but there's literally parts that were written that the demons were going into neighbors' homes and dragging them out and killing them. So there was a lot of dark. I mean, it would have been an R-rated movie, I think, and they probably had to tone it down just to keep it, in the kid-friendly zone, which is what they wanted. Um, and reading the info, I know we're running a little bit longer than we intended, but it's a double feature. Everybody will be fine. Um, I was reading they were talking about the boy that the girl is interested in had to carry the dog around the back of the house. Okay, you with me?
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the dog's alive in this movie, and then it dies supposedly in the movie. Um, there's a note in there that says during the filming he was struggling to carry the dog, so the producers took it to a taxidermy place and had the organs removed.
What?
Yeah. So that led to a lot of questions that don't get answered in any of the trivia stuff or anything else I've found, and no one else has brought it up.
I
So I
imagine
don't.
because no one wants to talk about it.
But would that not have been a stunt dog, like fake body? Because the dog comes back to life at the end of the movie.
Has to
Or
be.
did they film it and the dog died and they went, well, we have a prop now, and the dude drives around with a dead dog in his car and can't carry it, so they take it to a taxidermist to remove the organs. It's in IMDb. I mean, and anyone can add stuff, so I'm not saying that it's like an official thing from someone that was involved with production, but
Usually there's
that's
checks and balances on that kind of shit. Like, that's
but it's
weird.
also very specific. Like that's not
Yeah.
something even a demented person would be like, and then they took the organs out.
Yeah.
I what were you guys using a dead dog? That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't that doesn't make any. Yeah, here it is.
N-
When Eric was supposed to carry the body of Angus around the garden to be buried, the actor struggled to carry it because of the weight. So set designer John Baker brought it to a local taxidermist to have the organs removed to make it much lighter. And it literally has a spoiler thing above the top because it may include plot points, basically the dog dying.
I don't know, man. That's weird. We're never going to get an answer.
Probably
Our
not, but
audience is left in tension.
well, they're right there with us. We're left in tension.
Yeah.
So, all right, bud. Yep, he kills the demon. Everything goes back to normal. We'll explain the rest of the end of the movie in our segments, which is the very next one we're gonna do. So let's do Raining Bloods.
Yes.
That's our new and improved 2022 Raining Blood segment.
Hell yeah.
Nate's been on me. He's like, it's just blood sounds. I'm like, well, it's literally raining blood. How much more do you want? He's like, I want more. I want metal.
More.
So I gave it to him. So the raining blood in this is 0.
This is a Give Me Back My Horror Movies exclusive. I think this will be the only time, I hope, that our body count is 0. It's a little odd.
Yeah,
I'm a little scared. I don't
yeah.
know what to do.
Like no one dies in this.
No one.
I mean, maybe a dog died. We don't know. That
Yeah,
mystery's
that
yet
might
to
have
be
been
solved.
IRL, but we
Um,
really don't know.
but the zombie dude grabs Terry to the nether realm. He grabs the sister to the nether realm. The zombie dude was a made up story, so he doesn't actually exist.
Yeah, he wasn't real. The
No,
dad melting face was an
was just an
illusion.
illusion. And
Um,
when the dog dies because it was Terry's already dead mother. So we can't say that she is a body count because she was already dead during
yeah.
the beginning of the movie. There is an actress that plays her, and that's he's hugging her, and then all of a sudden he's hugging the dead dog, which is disturbing to say the least. Um, but when the demon's destroyed, everybody comes back, even the dog. They're all alive. The sister's back. The buddy Terry's back. None of the teenage kids that were there, the twin girls we didn't talk about, were just laughable. They are your 80s Valley Girl characters running around there with the teased up hair, neon
Yep.
everywhere. I didn't live in a world of neon in the 80s. I want to put this out. Neon 80s was TV and movies and some of the bigger, like, metropolitan areas.
Rich people once again get to have all the fun with that while we don't have our parties and we don't get our 80s neon.
We lived in brown paneling everywhere,
Orange couches,
orange and green couches. We had the carpet
wallpaper,
still from the 70s. There was no, in the Nintendo commercials where the kid got the Nintendo and he's got his spiked hair with frosted tips and his half buttoned up shirt and with his fingerless gloves and his
acid wash
sunglasses
jacket.
and acid. I had an acid wash jacket, but well, we didn't look like that. We had crappy haircuts, crappy hairdos, way too much hairspray was true, but we did not look like it did in the
See,
80s.
I was born in 88, so I was more 90s when being a kid, and that was just
Yeah.
everything was big. And for some reason, all of us had a starter jacket of the Dallas Cowboys or
Uh,
the 49ers.
yep. Or you had the windbreaker Charlotte Hornets, which is what a lot
Yeah,
of us had. It's a weird time. I miss it, but it is sometimes misrepresented in
it's
Hollywood.
glorified.
It is. It was not what it appeared to be. But okay, I've drug into this even more. Let's rate this bad boy.
Guys, it's okay. He just wanted his machete back. Whew.
Nate, you want the honor of the very first Machete rating of 2022?
I will go for it.
Awesome. Give me your Machete rating.
I am giving this one a 6 out of 10,
Awesome.
which this is an enjoyable movie.
Hmm.
This is a movie that I feel like will be more impactful if you have a little one that you're wanting to introduce into horror movies
Yes.
and you're not wanting them to go straight into hard R, but you're wanting to kind of dip your toes into some gore, into some fun, especially because I can see as a little kid being scared of a little demon being underneath my bed or something like that.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. Um, yeah, like Charlie said, it's got some slow moments, but all around it's still a fun, enjoyable movie that I think you should at least watch, but I don't feel like if it's a Friday night and you're looking for that scary movie to put on, this is not it.
No, no. This is a movie for fun, and you nailed it right there because my whole thing was this is like the perfect movie to let my daughter watch, Chloe, because she's showing interest in a bit more scary. We let her watch the first Child's Play, and I was like, okay, she handled
Yeah.
that pretty well. She watched Krampus, all the other stuff, so it's like she can handle this one, and I think she would enjoy it. Liam, no, my youngest, he won't even do
Not yet.
Ghostbusters. He won't even do Ghostbusters now, and he's 9. It's like he's like, nah, I'm out. I don't need this crap, Dad. Don't even show it to me. I'm like, fair enough, man. I think I'm right there with you. I'm at a 6. Is a little slow in the beginning for me. I love the effects and the pacing brought me back. Yeah, I poked at it a little bit. Maybe if they had actually incorporated the orb, I could have got another half
Because
Machete
they
into
forgot
this.
about it. They just straight up
I
forgot.
really think they forgot about it because they made a big deal of it. They find 2 of them. So now it's demon poop. And
Yep.
so because of demon poop, I'm giving it 6 machetes. So it's a watch it. It's a definitely I remember watching this at a lot younger age, probably not, 11 or 12, but probably when me and Ben were renting movies at around, 15, 16, we would have watched this movie because this wasn't played on, television for
No,
me.
this was never played, and I don't think it even got a proper like DVD release until mid 2000s.
Yeah, probably not. So,
Yeah.
all right, man. Well, that is our first half of.
Let's hit them with the 3-sentence synopsis. We'll close it out,
Oh,
and then
that's
we'll
right.
cut to
That's right.
commercial. Let's
That's
do
right.
that.
I almost forgot it again. So, a belated 3-sentence synopsis. You ready, Nate?
I'm ready. All alone, while the parents are away, the demons will play.
Yeah. Nate has a theme song now. That's what
Yeah.
I've added that now. There is now a theme song.
2022's moving on up.
It is, other than we totally forgot it. So, it's still in there before the commercial break. So, speaking of which, let's do a commercial break. And when we come back, we'll jump into the second half of our Double Freature.
Hey, this is Jimmy Street, host of the Live and in Color with Wolfie D podcast. Hear the life and times of professional wrestler Wolfie D. From his times in the territories with PG-13 to his times in WWE, ECW, WCW, TNA, and more. Nothing is off limits and nothing will be held back. Available now on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and all major podcast formats.
Welcome to the Monster Movie Stomp Down, where twice a month we review monster movies from all corners of the planet. Join me, Sludge.
I went to watch it the other night, and she's like, "Why are you watching this? You can quote this movie line for line." Like, that's very accurate.
My co-host, Mark.
Don't ask me to do a stomp down on this because it's 0.
Okay, dude. Ruben, what's your stomp down rate?
And our brother from Texas, Ruben.
It's just, I'm like, wait a minute. They tricked me into watching this.
Yeah, that's what I felt like.
As we give you the history, our review, and the stomp down rating of some of the best and worst monster movies around. Available through the Podbean app, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, and Amazon. Make sure and check us out on Facebook and Instagram.
Just how drunk are we gonna get?
Welcome to Good Beer, Bad Movie Night, where each month we drink finely crafted brews while watching terrible films in order to see just how drunk you have to get to enjoy them. So tune in and join Troy.
Killboy Kreitz.
Oh, that was pretty good.
Thank you.
Dave.
I have the weirdest boner.
And Pete. IPAs are ales, meaning they are bottom fermented. Excuse me, they are top fermented. I that up. Try that again. As we drag Kathleen,
Hear me.
kicking and screaming through an alcohol-fueled podcast dedicated to movies of questionable quality and the frosty adult beverages that help make them tolerable. Good Beer, Bad Movie Night. Clearly, it's the beer's fault.
All right. Now we're back. Now we're for the second half of our Double Freature. Yeah, I'm going to keep saying it because I like that I came up with that. Maybe someone else did it, but as far as I'm concerned, I came up with it. So, second one we're going to do is Cellar Dweller. And this is admittedly another movie that I like that color or that cover. I like the color too. I want to know more about that movie. So
Yes, it is.
this was straight up a based off the cover, and I love sometimes when we do that. That it's how I would have picked it up at the movie rental place. Which this is another one I never saw at the movie rental store.
Either did I,
And
and
I
I
looked at all
can't
the different
think of
covers.
any reason why, you know? Because it went
No,
straight to video. This, I could not
yeah.
find the budget on this movie at all. I don't even know who released it. It just kind of appeared. I'm assuming someone drew it into existence, and now that's how we all have it.
Well, yeah, it's let's go ahead, let's play the trailer and we'll get into a little bit of the cast and crew and who made this and why. I might be able to shed a little bit of light on what you may not know on as far as who released it and stuff like that. So let's play the trailer for Cellar Dweller and brace yourselves.
This trailer sucks.
That's the ghost of Colin Childress. 30 years ago, he butchered a woman with an axe and then set himself on fire.
It's dark, it's gloomy, it's filled with terror.
Don't even think about going down there.
So why can't people stay out of the cellar?
I love being frightened.
If you love to be frightened, then this cellar is the place to be. Innocent woman is terrorized. Her life becomes a nightmare when she won't stay out of the basement and is snared by the evil Cellar Dweller.
Yep, that's the end of it.
Whoa! This is a horror movie. It's
It's
a Cellar Dweller.
I think I want you to redo the VO on that whole trailer, Nate, when you're feeling
Yeah,
a
I
little
think that's
bit
something
better.
we're gonna have to like drop for people.
Wow.
Go into the cellar. Already better.
Yeah. Let's just say I'm glad I went off of the cover, not the trailer.
Yeah, and that's what sucks because the movie's awesome.
I love this movie. So trailer aside, I didn't quite fall in love with it as much as I did Deadly Spawn, but this is a close second. Like I was enjoying every second of this movie.
This movie has a lot of charm to it. A lot.
Oh my god.
And it's made by John Carl Buechler.
Yep.
Who also is responsible for Friday the 13th Part 7. That's the one where Jason fights the telekinesis lady because they couldn't get the rights for him to fight Carrie. But what's notable about this, that's the man that's responsible for casting Kane Hodder in the role.
Mm-hmm.
So that is where we get a new personality of Jason that is by far my favorite one. Then he made Goalies Go to College and just some little stuff after that. Sadly, he passed away a couple years back. But the man is known for his special effects. Hatchet, the very first Hatchet movie, has incredible special effects.
Yes.
He did the special effects for this movie, which the creature looks amazing.
I love the creature. I have it here. I'll run it. He did the special effects makeup for Trancers. He did it, and the designer and the special effects of Ghoulies. So he designed them.
Yeah, he did creature effects for From Beyond, Terror Vision.
Yes.
Like this dude, even though he didn't get to make much movies, yeah, he directed Troll too. Like,
yeah,
God, what an incredible resume to have.
So he also did a handful of others that also pop up in this movie. But before we dig too far into this and we don't screw up again, Nate, we have to do the 3-sentence synopsis for Cellar Dweller. Are you ready?
I'm ready. When art imitates life, a comic book artist is about to complete her fatal portrait. Don't go in the basement.
That's probably my favorite one so far. I was
Yeah,
glad to say that.
I did pretty good with that one.
I like that, especially if you're not feeling good. You really
I
went for
know.
it at the end. I was not
When
expecting
this
that.
is all finally recorded, I'm gonna go to bed and just die.
He's not going to talk at all yesterday, but you know what? I appreciate it because of how bad the trailer was. I think your sentence synopsis just totally outshone it.
Yeah,
So
definitely. Give
yeah,
me a trailer guy voice job.
we'll do that. We'll do that.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to point out though is a lot of the work that this gentleman has done, the director, and
Garbage Pail Kids.
also, yeah,
The movie.
this is Stuart Gordon's group of people that we talked about before in From Beyond.
Yes.
And all of these movies, not all of them, but a majority of even this guy's creature effects repertoire come from a company called Empire Productions, which is, they weren't quite as big as what I would say. Like, I could equate it to maybe like Canon, even though I still feel like Canon was slightly bigger than them because of, the overseas stuff. But Empire is kind of the precursor to Full Moon. Full
Okay.
Moon Full Moon owns the majority of the properties from
So
Empire.
it's like a subdivision, or I guess if it came before Full Moon,
Yeah.
and then
So this
Full
this
Moon
came
kind of
before. Yeah.
devoured
So
it.
it I think more transformed into what we know as
Oh,
Full
okay.
Moon Productions now, because and there's references in this movie. There's posters in one of the kids' room of my brain just went numb there. Ghost Town is a movie that was done by Empire. Dolls, which was
I
Stuart
say Dolls
Gordon's.
is very prominent in it.
Dolls is very prominent in the background. Another Stuart Gordon production. There was another poster I couldn't quite get a clear enough shot of, but my guess is it was one of these Empire movies. It's like, hey, we already own the rights. Boom, there's free
Yeah,
promo in
like
this thing.
let's throw in our universe, I guess.
Yeah.
Little winks and
And
nods. Did you see who wrote this movie?
let's see who wrote it.
It's Kit
It's
Du
Don
Bois.
Mancini.
And Kit Du Bois isn't real because it's Don Mancini.
Mm-hmm. Don
He thought
Mancini.
he sold this before Child's Play, and he
Mm-hmm.
thought this was going to be an embarrassment and put it underneath a pseudonym when it was released. What cracks me up is Don Mancini or Mancini has only done Child's Play. So you were embarrassed of doing this, and then like you literally have only done Chucky movies.
Yeah, but to his credit, he's still doing them. He's
He
involved with the
still
TV
is.
show.
But my thing is like you were embarrassed to put your name out on this one, like it was going to hurt your career. But your career literally just went one singular path with one singular character.
I mean, we'll get into it. I can't say he was probably 100% wrong in his thoughts,
I
especially
just don't know
seeing.
if it was just like scared of like, oh, this is the very first thing I wrote and now it's being put together and I got cold feet.
That's probably it exactly. That really is. I mean, this is
I just wonder
another.
if he owns it now. Like if he's like, oh, I actually do like this, or if he's still.
No, I feel like he kind of has to own it now. It's listed on his IMDb, so it's not like it's still under a pseudonym. So, and you really can't just put random stuff under people's profiles. Or you can, but it has to be verified or something like that. I'm not sure.
Possibly.
It's
Yeah.
like an IMDb Pro kind of thing that if you pay, you can be involved with it. But no, what do you do? But let's get back into Cellar Dweller
Let's
because
talk about Jeffrey Combs.
I love this movie, dude. I love these movies like From Beyond and these others that are straight up cold open. And even The Gate was a cold open movie. It's like the movie just started. And this one is Jeffrey Combs in everything that you expect from Jeffrey. He's even wearing like the white lab coat from
He looks
Reanimator.
exactly like he does in Reanimator, and he doesn't talk. He's only in the movie for like 8 minutes. But man, what a great 8 minutes
Dude,
of
those
him
8
just like
minutes.
scene chewing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, is there anything in particular you want to talk about that scene? Because I have something in particular I want to talk about, and I'm trying to guess if you picked up on what I picked up on.
No, go for it, because I don't know if I did. I don't do good on picking up
Okay,
stuff.
okay. All right. So we're introduced to Jeffrey Combs. He's drawing, and he's in the basement, the cellar. Even though
The
it's a basement,
Cellar. Yeah.
this creature just appears out of nowhere, and a lot of the panels he's drawn are now happening in real life. Apparently, let's call it apparently real life for now. And when the creature materializes behind him, he takes off running and runs out of the cellar, shuts the door, locks it, and the monster's left down there to attack the girl, just like the comic panels. Okay, that has nothing to do with what I'm getting ready to bring up, but I feel
I
like
was
we
say, yeah,
had to
this is
kind of.
just kind of like how the movie operates.
It is, but I'm
the
setting.
monster works via the comic.
Yeah, so I'm setting that up. Well, he just drawn in his comic an axe, and where he stops in the hallway, there is an axe behind him. The axe has a chrome head. You with
It's
me?
a beautiful looking axe.
It's a beautiful axe. Jeffrey Combs is wearing a white trench coat, right? He grabs that axe, turns around, and has this look in his eyes as he slowly walks towards the door. And all I could hear in the background of my mind was Huey Lewis. Yeah, there he is.
No, yep, absolutely. You're right.
That was, and look, this was way before American Psycho
was even written.
And if this is coincidence, then it's the greatest coincidence of all time that you tell me that
Christian Bale? I don't know why I almost said Michael Keaton. Yeah, I'm Batman.
I'm Batman. And yes, Nate, I looked it up and I can find no reference. I can find no one even putting the two together other than me. But all I could hear was Huey Lewis playing in the background when he went down the steps to go fight the cellar dweller with an axe while
Can you
wearing the white
imagine
trench coat.
if Jeffrey Combs got to play Patrick Bateman?
You know, I think he could have done the manic stuff. I just don't know if he could have pulled off the business
businessman?
suave, I don't
Okay,
know.
yeah. I don't know if he could have done that because, like, God, if
Just
there's one thing for sure, Christian Bale pulled off the businessman like that.
just the scene with the business cards alone
Yeah.
where they're comparing, I don't think Jeffrey Combs could have done that. Jeffrey Combs could have pulled off the whole scene with Jared Leto because
easily.
he basically did that with the Cellar Dweller as far as I'm concerned. The Cellar Dweller was the Joker and Jeffrey Combs was Batman and they went at it. No, I swear I just could not get that out of my head. And I wrote it down. I even have 2 pictures saved for when we post all this that I want to I have a screen grab of both movies.
And like, I don't think I put it together because I'm like, oh, this came out before American Psycho. Like, nah, just one of those things. Like, there's just no way. So I would never even thought.
I'm saying this could very well be the coincidence of all coincidence. I implore you, this movie is on YouTube right now, so you can pull up. Yeah, you can pull up this scene and just pull up the axe scene from American Psycho. And I'm not saying it's a copy by any means. I'm just saying when he grabbed that axe off the wall, Huey Lewis was playing in my brain, and I could not erase that picture. But let's talk more about the movie. But I was in from Huey Lewis, basically. I'm like, I'm in. Let's do this.
Now, one of the great things about this movie, because it's about a comic book artist, and like after Jeffrey Combs dies in a fire, um, it takes place 30 years later,
Yeah,
meaning
30.
that his character is in the 50s at this
Yes.
point. Um, the artwork is done by a guy named Frank Brunner,
Mhm.
who is known for his work with Marvel in the 70s,
Mhm.
specifically Doctor Strange, and he did Howard the Duck #1 and #2.
Nothing wrong with that. I love Howard the
Nothing
Duck.
wrong with that, but it just cracks me up that it's like, oh wow, the dude who did the artwork for Cellar Dweller also gave us Howard the Duck.
Oh, I can see that, and I also kind of sometimes felt like they rushed the guy because there's some pictures that were drawn that were fantastic, and then he would draw someone's face, and I'm like, that kind of looks like him.
I feel like because this is one of the funny things with this movie is the creature is killing people as it's being drawn, which
At first,
means it has to be kind of slow at first, right?
yeah.
So I feel like they're like trying to show an artist drawing really fast. And when
Hmm.
you're drawing real fast, you're drawing real sloppy. And that's
Yeah.
why you get some comic cells that look fantastic. Like we're really, I was like, man, these are great. And then other ones you're like, it's good, but what happened? And it's
Yeah.
like obviously they're trying to show that she, the main character, I think her name's Whitney,
I think
is
so.
wanting to bring back Jeffrey Combs' artwork. And like the whole movie feels like an ode to the comic books before the comic book code.
Yeah. So there were like, so I told you this earlier, and we were going to talk about it. Was this whole movie felt like an extended episode of Tales from the Crypt, or
Yeah.
Tales
It's
from the
short.
Dark Side.
It's
Oh, this
80
movie.
minutes long. It's
Look,
a quick breeze.
this movie is so fast and fun. I mean, if you've got a little bit of time to spend it on this one. But this one kind of felt like those old before the comic code comics, like the Terrors from the Vault type things.
Yeah, whereas there was monsters
A
and
lot of monsters and
or
zombies and
yeah.
all this other stuff before, the big ones that we know now of DC and Marvel and all these other ones that took over. And I mean, it just screams that. Even the cover of Cellar Dweller that they paint on the basement wall just looks like one of those old school, like even Swamp Thing kind of
Yeah,
covers to
it
it.
definitely does. Like that's exactly what it reminds you of.
Well, yeah. So she's there at this art college, this art
It's not an art
studio.
college, but like an art dorm room almost, where after
Yeah,
you've completed college, maybe you and other artists would live there and you all have your different projects that you would work on, kind of support one another. And she
yeah,
goes to this one that way she can continue to draw Jeffrey Combs' Cellar Dweller, and she wants to be where he died.
yeah. So she probably pulled strings with the directors
Yeah,
of the
she definitely
program.
pulled strings with someone to be able to get there, and the
Yeah,
headmaster's like, that room's off limits. And I'm like, oh, it's haunted. It's got a ghost. But
yeah,
it's like, no, we just don't want people in that. And she
yeah.
eventually like gets her way and moves in there and then starts drawing the
Hmm.
cellar dweller, who is what cracks me up, half werewolf, half vampire, half demon, half ghost.
It's literally everything except an alien.
Basically.
It's everything so like we were talking, we've tried to touch all the bases as we've gone through this show, and now we've just mixed them all up in one without the alien. So we'll
And
just
he's got
add
this,
Jeffrey Combs to it.
yeah, he's got this carved upside down
Pentagram.
star in his chest.
So we find out that he is summoned by this book of demon spells that Jeffrey Combs' character had.
Where do people keep getting these cool books?
I have no idea,
I
man.
don't understand where everyone gets a really cool book. Like I go into half price books and used bookstores, and I never find like an old, creepy, leather bound, don't open, beware book.
I got looked at real weird at B. Dalton when I asked for a Necronomicon one time, so I quit asking. But no, I'm with you. Where did this stuff come from? But anyway, he is drawing the comic and then taking words from the book for his word balloon, and there's one phrase he takes out of there, which is what awakens the demon, and it possesses what was drawn. So it's not like he drew this demon as it was his creation, and the demon took over. It personified into that drawing.
Yeah, it found its way in it. And I do love, like, the demon will talk, but only when it has
Word balloons.
bubbles. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do wish that he would talk, like, in general, because he always kind of has this confused look when he first appears. And it cracked me
Dude.
up so much because I was thinking, like, maybe he's thinking, like, why can't someone draw me in a park? Why am I always being drawn in a cellar? Maybe I want some sunshine.
He looked like a juicy Ludo from Labyrinth. His
Yes.
face. Like, he's just wet. And
He's
but
wet and he's got a craving for arms. This
and
dude eats
oh
so
my
many
God.
arms.
Arms and feet. He shoved a foot in his mouth.
And it's always
But
like the flesh tearing away shot, which I love so much in anything.
and it's hanging out of his mouth.
Yeah.
And as he's chewing. And so I love it so, but it's also very weird to see. So the first couple times, one thing I want to bring up, because we'd be doing her a disservice if we don't. The head master, Miss Briggs, is Yvonne DiCarlo. For those of you that don't know, that's Lily Munster from the Munsters. I mean, come on.
It's awesome.
It is awesome. It's awesome that they got her in this. Yes, she's a lot older in this, and she does chew the scenery quite a bit in this movie, and I love it.
Yeah, like, I guess the only thing I can compare it to is like Large Marge in Pee-wee.
Yeah, kinda.
That's
She's
just kind of what
very
it reminded me of for some reason. Just like steals the scenes.
It's very over the top, steals the scene. She does not like Whitney, who is there. Whitney's literally there because she's excited she's where Jeffrey Combs' character was and supposedly murdered someone 30 years ago. So she's
Yeah,
like, I'm
because
excited to be here.
when he burnt down his workshop, they found the body of the woman that he was drawing as well that got eaten by the creature who only eats arms.
Yeah.
And then we find out that she has a rival from her art school that she did go to named Amanda, who's like a total creeper that's like spying on her, trying to convince people that she plagiarizes others' work.
And I'm sorry, dude. She straight up looked like she was 40 some years old in this movie. Like, I was having a hard time believing that she just got out of college. I'm like, really, lady? You look like you'd be like working for one of those like sleazy news stations. You know what Geraldo Riviera used to work for? You know, those type of
Yeah. It's because she was 43 when she was making this.
Nailed it. Wow.
Yeah.
I nailed that then. I did
So
not
she was
look
not
at
a
the
20-year-old who just got out of art school. No.
No. Yeah. Let's talk more
It's
about the
freaking funny.
creature.
Yeah, the creature's
Let's
what's
do that.
awesome.
The
Or half
creature's
vampire
awesome.
werewolf creature.
The creature, and then the guy that like is following Whitney around, Brian Robbins, and
Yeah. Philip is his character's name. And he is like, what, Ducky? From
kinda
16 Candles, right? Like that's kind of what I
yeah,
got from him.
he
Like he's
kind of
the
got
goofball.
very much the goofball character. He was Eric in Head of the Class for those of you in my generation. So really, probably the only other notable besides Lily.
Yeah, then like each student has kind of got their own art thing. Like we got a guy named Norman in this where he's kind of like a improv detective, I'd say.
Yeah, he's an ex-private eye who's, I guess, trying a new career path.
Trying to do like it seems like acting, but he's acting what he knows, which is being a private eye.
Dude, they totally played like the 1940s detective music when he's typing at the typewriter later in the
Oh
movie.
yeah, definitely. Like
Yeah,
it's just clouded with cigarette smoke, you know.
yeah, that whole saxophone type background. Wah,
Yep.
wah, wah, you know, that kind of thing going on.
It was a dark, lonely night. The
Yeah.
dark kind of lonely nights where only crooks come out.
That's right. The dark, lonely nights that you only get lonely in the night for.
The only lonely nights, and only a dame could help those lonely nights not feel so lonely.
That's pretty much, dude. That was really what they did.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's this whole thing of the headmaster gets Amanda to help frame Whitney because she wants her out of the program. And Whitney gets so
So
mad.
catty.
Yeah, she gets so mad that she draws Amanda dying at the hands of the cellar dweller. And
Hey,
she's
I
just,
get it. If I could draw like that,
heck yeah, man.
vengeance on all the ones that do me wrong.
And she's just happily drawing away while every time a new panel pops up, we're watching it happen in the room. The cellar dweller materializes behind Amanda and it just starts ripping off body parts. And
Yes.
and just a random splash of blood goes flying on the wall from definitely a bucket.
I love that blood splatter because yeah, it's clearly like a 5-gallon bucket
It
onto the
is.
wall.
It is totally splashed. A lot of that classic like screaming monster
Yep.
face. Then all of a
And
sudden, a shadow of body parts being ripped off, and then the cellar dweller is happily sitting there eating them.
it even goes into like cartoonish levels though, because like
It
she slips
does
and falls on a banana peel
because she
that Whitney
drew.
draws onto the comic panel. And then it just magically appears. And then when she
Yep,
slips and falls, she goes to a door to grab the door handle.
and the
Whitney
doorknob
makes the
disappears.
doorknob disappear. And you get this amazing 80s effect of it going like boop and like
It
going away.
made a sound effect.
Yeah.
It was so hilarious. I think, and that's one of the things I think with this movie was I liked everything they were doing with it. It just hit every chord with me as it went. It
Well, it
felt like a
didn't
Tales from the
take
Crypt.
itself seriously. Like it
It
had such a
didn't.
campy humor to it, with all these like winks and nods that were so much fun because we get obviously it's the 80s, a gratuitous nude scene where
Oh
another one
yeah,
of the students is in the shower and then now the creature is like drawing itself, I
yeah.
guess, or
The
just
page
appearing on the cells.
the pages are manifesting now. So yeah, he chases the girl in the shower around for a little bit, and it's straight up 80s horror. We need more boob, and
Yeah,
that's
that
what
was
we
literally what
got.
this scene was for. It's like, well, we don't have boobs yet, so let's just throw
No,
in a shower scene here.
even there's naked woman panels in the comic of
Yeah,
her running around.
that are all very well drawn.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Like those ones, no expense spared.
That guy took his time
Yes,
drawing
I'm gonna
those.
make sure these curves are right.
Yeah, and the one I do love, and the one that blew me away was just before that. The detective private eye guy starts figuring out something's going on. Amanda's missing, all the stuff. He thinks Whitney killed her, and the creature manifests itself behind him, attacks him, and then rips his head off.
Clean off, and you get this amazing shot of just like a neck stub and fluids.
Like, and Nate's not talking like skin neck. We're talking the esophagus. The little
Yeah,
tube is sticking up out, and blood is spurting in the air. And I'm just like, oh, I was not expecting that.
it's every Guar show I've been to.
Yeah.
It's that. That's what happens.
And it's like it's perfect. It's like we're gonna give you some blood. We're gonna give you some of this. Yeah, now we're really gonna go for it. We're gonna rip a dude's head off. Guess what's next? Boobs.
Yeah,
Guess what's
exactly.
it's everything in these
Are you
movies.
16 years old and watching this in the middle of the night? Don't worry, we got you, buddy.
We got you, bro. There's no hand, no eyeball in that hand. You're good to go, bud.
Nope.
But so
Cool. I can wank it.
so eventually everyone gets killed because the creature has now decided everyone has to die and tears everyone apart. Good, bad, friends of Whitney's. The boyfriend literally gets pulled into a cartoon panel with these giant furry arms that jump up through the table and grab him. And I
Yeah,
love
he
that
gets
shot
turned
too.
into the It's the Aha music video.
Totally the aha.
That's
music
what it
video.
is.
Yeah, the monster's like, take me on. Yeah. We were better with the Huey Lewis thing. But this episode's going so long. It's awesome. I don't care. It's a double feature. You guys are going to.
It's a double
You
feature that end up being way longer.
You love it or you don't, man. We're having a blast. But no, so everyone disappears, and then she figures out how to defeat the monster the first time, and it's with the most gigantic capacity small bottle of white out I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, that whiteout covers everything.
It's so small, but when it hits the page, it almost wipes out the entire
And these are
page.
giant art pages too.
And she spills whiteout on the monster, and it disappears. So she's defeated the monster, but she accidentally got whiteout over her friend, the boyfriend, and he's gone now. Like, he can't come back through the panel, and she's freaking out. And so she's going through this like range of emotions, running around, like freaking out. And then I'm sitting there watching the movie going, draw 'em. Just draw 'em.
Yeah,
and
like you have this power now. Just start drawing whatever you want.
Yeah. The power that come from the spell book. Well, let's not forget, there's no magic pencil or anything. It's because of the spell book.
Draw a woman with 3 boobs.
So she starts drawing everyone. Starts with the boyfriend. He comes popping back up out of the panel. He's excited. They're hugging. They're kissing. And I didn't quite understand this. She draws the monster back, but it's chained up. I didn't understand. Why would you draw the monster back?
She wanted to kill it in real life.
But it was gone.
That way it will die on paper.
It was gone.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot happens in like this 10-minute
Oh,
span.
I don't even think it's 10 minutes. I really think it's like 7. So she draws him back. He pops back through. They're all happy. They kiss. And they're like, oh, we can draw everyone else. And so they're like, who first? Not Amanda. That bitch. So she draws everyone. And then they go upstairs and everyone's just sitting on the couch talking nonchalantly. And I'm sitting in there watching the movie going, did I really just watch another movie where no one dies? Like, are you taking all of this away from my body count?
Yep.
And I was like, you know what? Fine, whatever. They were still cool looking kills. I get to talk about them. And she goes back downstairs and they're like, well, what do we do with the monster? And she goes, well, we can destroy it by setting it on fire. So she grabs the panel, lights it on fire, which, by the way, we didn't say that's how Jeffrey Combs killed it in the beginning, but he got caught in the fire. So she lights the comic things on. The boyfriend slides a trash can over, and they're putting all of the papers in the trash can. And the monster's like roaring and disappearing, and there's fire all around it, and it's dying. And then it dawns on her that she's burning all of the pictures of all the other people.
Yeah, because she like threw her whole portfolio,
everything she
in
just
the fire,
and so
now everyone's dying again.
Everyone is dying a painful death. The monster is laughing like like Jabba the Hutt, and the boyfriend dies last in the most excruciating scream and yell.
We just know everyone else dies, but we actually get to see Philip like kind of realize that his insides are bursting in flames.
Yeah, and she's like panicking, but there's nothing, like the pages are almost gone. So everybody dies, the monster disappears, everything's done. She's just kind of left there like trying to think about what happened, and I'm sitting there going, okay, that's kind of a downer ending. I get it that she's the last one. She killed everyone again. And the monster comes back again. And it says something like, I can always be reborn through man's imagination.
Yeah, it's wherever there's imagination, I will dwell.
Yeah. And reaches out, and you get that whole same thing they kept doing where show the monster's face, woman screaming, show the monster's face, woman screaming.
Yeah,
and
back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah, and he's just going towards her and then fade to black. That was the end of the movie.
Yep.
I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I can't say I loved it enough. It's so bad. I loved it because you nailed it. It did not take itself serious.
It didn't. You want to know something that we glossed over too, but I wanted to save this to the very end just to kind of make everyone go, well, that's batshit crazy.
Sure.
The head keeper turns into the monster. The housekeeper does.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Lily turns into the monster.
I didn't get it. I didn't care. I had fun with it.
It was because it was the monster controlling everything. So that was when it was drawing itself. It drew itself of that's how it manifested to attack Whitney. Was what would be shocking, we need a prosthetic now. The other one we didn't talk about that I kind of thought was cool was her little vision dream when she first saw the door to the basement, where you don't realize it's a dream. She got the head mistress goes, "Don't go down the basement."
Yep.
Walks away, and she immediately goes down the basement. And I'm like, "Well, this chick ain't listening." And Jackie's laughing at me. I'm like, "She's going. She's doing it. She said to not to, and she's going to." And she goes down the steps, and I'm like, "Those aren't the same steps. What? Everything's like white. There's like sculptures down there." And then the girl from the beginning of the movie is tied up on this table, and then zombified Jeffrey Combs comes running out of the back with a trench coat and an axe again.
Yep.
And slams it down through the blonde girl on the table. And we figure out Whitney kind of snaps out of it, and it's a dream, and she's smiling. Like she just
inspiration right there.
Well, I'm like, that wasn't like a fever dream. That was her imagination already. Like she went there. I'm like,
she was already ready. Like, all right, we're in the murder house.
And it was like almost like another cold open where you just had there was no like lead up to this being anything but like, what's happening? I have no idea what's going on right now. Oh crap. It's a dream. I wasn't even putting that together yet because I had no idea where this movie was going. I loved it.
Yeah. No, it's fantastic.
The Cellar Dweller is my favorite.
It stuck with me. That was the big thing. When the movie was over, and then it was a couple days past, because for some reason I just kept thinking, I was like, man, I really enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it just really, like, the more I thought on it, I was like, man, that was a fun one.
I literally messaged Nate and went, "Are you going to blindside me again like you did with Deadly Spawn?" Because I was like, I can't handle that again. He's like, no. I was like, good, because I adore this movie. I really did. I had so much fun watching this movie. But
no, it's definitely one I recommend. But let's get into everything, because I don't want to wrap all that up right yet.
Well, you want to get into the blood?
Let's do body count.
That's right. In 2022, you get it. Dose times.
Dose.
So, again, I really was watching this movie with this sinking feeling in my stomach that I was not going to get any body counts with that first throwaway, everyone come back to life. I was actually upset. I was like, no, damn it.
I didn't say through the credits. Maybe everyone comes back.
Yeah. I was like, man, I did say through the credits, they don't come back. It's now habit.
Good.
It's now habit. I just leave it on the credits.
And with the 80s, it's habit now.
It is. Everyone dies in this movie, and we've counted it down to where 8 people die. The only survivor of the entire movie cast is the taxi driver that drops her off. Everyone else dies. 8 is our body count in this. And yeah, an amazing decapitation, the thing eating body parts. And obviously it's like reused film stock from when they filmed at one time. It's like, okay, and now he
Clearly,
ate this other one,
we
and
have
it's the
one
same.
arm. Let's just, tweak it a bit. That's
Yeah,
all we can do.
let's do that. And even to the point where he's eating the girl that was in the shower, and they see the comic panels happening and put two and two together that it's controlling it,
And
and
she's
they
like, I
run
didn't
up.
draw that.
Yeah, they run upstairs to break down the door, and they finally do. But the whole time they're beating on the door, the monster's still just sitting there like, nope, nope,
Nom nom
nope.
nom. I
He's
like
like
arms.
totally not bothered. He's like, I don't care. They can knock down the door. I don't care. I'm gonna finish what I'm eating.
If they
Uh,
come in here, they have arms. I'll probably eat them
yeah,
too.
and I love this movie so much. I don't want to leave parts out for people that are probably not gonna watch it. Is every time he killed someone and they went to look for the body, there was nothing in the room. There was no blood. There was no
Yeah, like
body.
that was the weird thing. He's really good at being a cleaner.
Yeah, the blood that splashed up on the wall, not there.
Gone.
It so it was happening and not happening at the same time, which cool. I get that. That's I guess that's the ghost end of the vampire werewolf, demon ghost. That's it is what it is. Um, but yeah, no, 8 on the body count. I'm rambling at this point, man.
That's okay.
That's
You
fine.
want
It's
to go into our machetes? You go
I
first.
guess. I guess. Let me find the button.
Guys, it's okay. He just wanted his machete back. Whew.
This is the. I know I say I'm rambling. It's just where we've talked about two movies that I feel like there was a lot maybe could have been squeezed into one whole episode. I just wasn't 100% confident we could do an hour and a half on each one.
Yeah, it would have been difficult without it sounding overdone.
Yeah,
Or
like
just
dragging it out.
rambling and kind of exactly.
Which even now I feel like I'm rambling, but I'm also keep remembering things I want to talk about. But hey, you've listened to us now for almost a year. You know what you're getting.
You
with this
kind of
show.
get what you're going to get sometimes.
we're getting better. Cellar Dweller, my Machete rating is a 7.5. I love this movie. I really did. The design of the creature really put this one way up there. The fact it didn't take itself serious. It was like a parody of itself as you watched it, yet it was still done well. It was still like, I like what you're doing here.
Yeah, and it doesn't. There are direct-to-video movies from this era that when you watch it, go, "Yep, that's definitely direct-to-video."
Mhm.
Like compared to nowadays, when something goes straight to streaming, like it still has like quality of something that's in theaters first. There was
Yeah.
a very long time where it's like if something went direct-to-video, like that's a very catered audience that it was going to. Why this didn't make it to theaters? It would have flopped, I guarantee it. But
Oh, 100%.
it's a well-made movie.
It is, but I did notice in researching this that this is not very well loved in the horror community.
No, for some reason, there's not people that like it as much as we do. But like to
No,
me, it's
and
a cheesy, campy, fun ride. Like you
I
can't go wrong with that.
I read a couple of reviews where people are like giving this director down the road, like, why would you have ever tried to do this? Stick to what you know. This is utter trash. Don't ever do movies like this again. And I'm sitting there going, did I watch the same movie as you guys? Or are you guys such pretentious assholes that you
Yeah.
can't see past the shit on your nose? And yeah, I know what I'm saying. But I'm like, this movie had every bit of what Nate was talking about with Deadly Spawn was it had all of the charm I wanted. It gave me every checklist of a horror movie of the time. It gave it to me. It was well done yet overacted in parts and it worked. I I never took this as a serious horror movie.
No, it's not meant to be like, oh, this is a movie that's going to scare me. Like
No.
maybe
But
if
it's
you're
not
like 8,
it's not a comedy either.
no.
It's just a movie that didn't take itself serious, but had a lot of love and care put into it. Like the monster was well done. It wasn't like they went and bought the fake Muppet fur at the closest craft store and
Yeah.
threw it on just a mannequin of a dude and, did a crappy prosthetic face on it. No, we could have not ripped the head off of someone. That's a lot of effort. Why would we do that? Because we want to. Why would we put prosthetics on Lily Munster's face to turn her into the monster? Because we're good at it and we're going to do it.
Yeah.
If anything, this would be like what I would show people that prospectively wanted to hire me for special effects. I'd be like, hey, I directed this little thing. It's not very long. We had fun. Don't take it as a serious horror movie, but
here's what I can do.
Look what we did
with this budget,
with
whatever
few
never know.
$1,000.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. We know what they did Deadly Spawn with, so which was anywhere from $25,000 to $30,000.
Yep.
I would have to say this one's probably six figures, somewhere around there.
I think it's going to be shy of $1 million because it was filmed in Rome, and we know that anything that's filmed overseas back then much cheaper. From Beyond had a $2 million budget, but it was filmed in Italy or Rome, I believe. I can't remember what it was, but
and it would have been
same
15
people. million here.
Yeah, and it's the same people that are behind this. Everyone that was part of the whole Stuart Gordon, productions. Dream Team. This is them. It just doesn't have Stuart Gordon's name on it, but I guarantee Stuart Gordon was involved. There's no way he wasn't.
They probably called him for like advice, or maybe he's sending him the tapes and stuff of like, hey, here's what we got so far.
It's straight up, hey, we can't afford to put your name on it, and he's like, I don't care, just I'll be there. I'll point you in the right directions to go. I like that idea. Go for it. Yeah, just totally as a friend. And I think that's also why we got Jeffrey Combs. He probably read the thing and went, "This sounds fun. I'll do it." And I've only got to be there for what, 2-3 days.
I get a trip to Rome.
Yeah, no problem. Let's knock it out. Or they filmed it while doing other projects.
Could be.
That's always possible. No, absolute blast of a movie. 7.5 for me. Nate, what's your Machete?
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going with a 7, just a little bit lower.
That's
fine.
I
mean, it's still respectable. The big thing with this is you do get a lot of creature time. Yes, there's a lot of just close face shots. But there is another movie that John Carl Bleecker was a part of in making the creature, which is Project Metal Beast. Project Metal Beast is a movie that has so much potential that never quite gets there, because you get an amazing costume, an amazing creature. You also get like 80 minutes of terrible, boring, fake science thrown in there and very little creature time. This movie is the opposite of just like, let the creature show. Let him do its thing. There isn't much of a budget, but what it utilizes and what it's going for is fantastic. It's fun. It gets completely batshit crazy within those last 7 minutes.
It really does. It had me guessing at the end. I mean, even I'm sitting there going, crap, everyone come back to life. Oh, wait, no, they didn't. And, and
they're
again,
back, they're dead.
This was the other thing that kept ringing in my ear was the Tales from the Crypt kind of trope was good doesn't always win. Sometimes there's this other thing where the bad guy actually does win or the creature actually does succeed. It's a very Tales from the Crypt or Tales from the Dark Side kind of spin on things. And this movie ends on that. Like, they all die. The creature's still doing its thing. This one gave us every monster.
It did.
It's like, we don't even have to pick. Let's just, somebody's like, what do we make it? I don't know, a vampire? I don't know, a wolverine or a werewolf or how about a ghost, a demon? And then someone's like, how about all of them?
Damn it, John, you are promoted.
You brilliant bastard, you.
This was Man Bear Pig before Man Bear Pig.
It's totally Man Bear Pig. It's Man Bear Pig. All right, man. Super cereal. I think we've covered our Double Freature well enough with The Gate and Cellar Dweller. If you guys stuck it out this long, we appreciate y'all.
Thank you.
Welcome to the
for
new
hearing
year.
Us ramble.
Yeah. We'll do single episodes here for a little while coming up. Like I
Yeah.
said, we got our anniversary episodes coming up. We got a couple of birthday episodes coming up. So we'll have some fun things coming out. Don't forget to check us out over on Facebook. Give me back my horror movies. Give me back my action movies. Nate has now taken the reins of Give Me Back My Horror Movies Instagram page. I will still be posting on there from time to time, but it's kind of nice since I manage the action to have someone else that can focus
Yeah,
a
we
little bit
finally
more
came
in
to our
on.
senses of like, hey, instead of having 2 on 1, let's just split it up and make it easier.
So yeah, follow us all there. You can email us at gmbmampod@gmail.com. You've heard our podcast network. You've heard the commercials. I don't need to go all the way back through that because we're running a little bit long today. So we're going to be a little bit abbreviated, but it's not that I'm forgetting. It's that I'm omitting.
Yep.
That was right off the cuff right there, too. So, Nate, welcome to 2022, brother.
We did it.
We're here.
Congratulations.
Officially. It is, man. We'll maybe we'll figure this whole podcast thing out after this year.
This could be the year.
Probably not. Why don't you get us out of here with the good word, brother?
Groovy.
Hail to the king, baby.
From the mountains.